Well, it's another beautiful day to talk sport once again on Dominion Television. The morning after the big night in New Jersey, where Chelsea Football Club of West London were crowned champions of the first expanded FIFA Club World Cup, following the 3-0 victory over Paris Saint-Germain. And on the show today, we'll be talking extensively on that, and we'll also be joined by an international sports journalist all the way from New Jersey. He covered the Club World Cup yesterday. He will be joining us very shortly before he leaves for Houston this morning to talk about all that happened yesterday. It was a total sporting fiesta yesterday. There was a lot of entertainment. First ever halftime show we saw yesterday, and of course Thames did Africa and Nigeria really proud yesterday, giving us a wonderful performance during the halftime show. That's not the only thing we'll be talking about on the show today. We had a very, very wonderful weekend in world of sport from the Nigerian National League, where Warri Wolves deservedly emerged champion of the NNL. We also had the WAFU B Under 20 championship also went down, and also we had the WAFCON also went down as well at the weekend, and of course quite a lot to talk about. Wimbledon also, we had the finals with Yannick Sinner. And Xena, of course, are winning at the weekend as well. Toluwani Polabe is right there in the studios, and I must say that most of his predictions for the weekend didn't go the way he wanted them. Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning to you, Boluwaji, and good morning to the sporting family. I think it's going to be an explosive, day-to-day talking sports. We have it all packed up for you. The menu set. Just speak from the menu. Maybe just for you to just enjoy the show, properly. Invite a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend to join, and make sure you enjoy the show. We have it all loaded for you this wonderful morning.
All right, there you have it. Before we talk FIFA Club World Cup, let's start with Nigeria National League. Well, over the weekend, Warri Wolves emerged champion of the 2024-2025 NNL season. Of course, following their 3 goals to 2 victory over Wiki Tourists in the finals of the Super 8, decided in Asaba on Saturday. Well, the Seasiders won 3-0. Of course, led 3-0 after 25 minutes, but were made to work very hard to maintain their lead after Wiki Tourists made a spirited fight back in that game. Yusuf Abdulateef gave Warri Wolves, the Wiki Tourists, Warri Wolves the lead in the 7th minute of the game. Abdulateef teed up Igbunu for the second. 9 minutes later, Warri Wolves continued their dominance and were rewarded with their 3rd goal, courtesy of Joshua Shemeya in the 25th minute of the game. Mamadou Aliyu reduced the deficit for Wiki Tourists 10 minutes before the break. The Bochi Elephants got another goal through Wonderson Yakubu on 1 minute before the half. The NNL has now confirmed October 25th as the official kickoff month for the 2025-2026 season, following their strategic meeting in Asaba, Delta State at the weekend. Toluwani, here you have it. Warri Wolves deserved the winner, and they deserved it, and they did a very good job against Wiki Tourists to be crowned champions of the NNL. And of course, you say that with what we saw in the NNL, they should do well in the NPFL.
Yeah, I think first let me say big congratulations to Warri Wolves, for doing a victory over the weekend, and looking at the NNL playoffs, and also from
the regular season,
they
had a
down
very
to the
fantastic
playoffs, fantastic one right there, and I think they deserve it. And for me, I think it's a good one to see Warri Wolves back in the NPFL again, and I think it's a good feat. They're going to give other teams a run for the money come next season, and also I just feel that the Warri Wolves management can put this in place, going forward for these players to strive, come next season. Once again, a big congratulations to Warri Wolves, for picking up that ticket and also winning the NNL trophy.
All right, big congratulations to Warri Wolves there for that big trophy. Well, quite a lot to talk about on the show this beautiful morning, and of course, we could definitely continue from there, away from the Nigerian National League. Let's move on the show this beautiful morning and talk about, of course, what happened as far as Shooting Stars is concerned, where their chairman, the newly appointed chairman of the club, Honorable Taiwo Lekon Salami, has taken steps towards restoring the glory days of the club by attracting sponsors. The 3SC horseman also expressed his readiness to motivate the players in a bid to ensure that the glory days of the Oli Warriors returns. Well, Honorable Salami, while addressing the players and officials of the team in Ibadan yesterday, shortly before they departed for Lagos, for the Eco International Cup 2025, unfolded some of his lofty dreams. Well, according to him, first among the positive changes he planned to bring on is to build a permanent site for Shooting Stars Sports Club, which will house a standard players hotel, training pitch, gym, and other amenities that can be found in such a place. Toluwani, here you are. Well, according to him, he says he has told the governor to at least build the place for them, but if not, give us a land. I'll talk to sponsors and they will do this for us. Toluwani, honestly, you need to go to Jericho House of Shooting Stars. That office is dilapidated and they still pay rent. That place is owned by Odua Investment. Wow. Or your state government has a stake in Odua Investment. They're still paying rent on that place and it doesn't have all the facility that is required. But this man is saying we will have a proper one.
I think to get such remarks from Honorable Lincoln Salami, I think is a big one. For the players, for the management of Shooting Stars, and we are hoping that he can get all these things done as soon as possible. Because if you look, I'm sure is getting the dream of Remo Stars.
I was going to say that. I was on Friday that I was talking about Remo Stars,
and you were about showing me, just pictures. You're already telling me things that are already in the stadium, right inside and all.
The hostel is in there. The gym is in there. Everything, the lounge, everything.
I think you also spoke about 6 facilities in that area. So I think it's a big one to see. And Shooting Stars is not a small club at all. A big club should have all these amenities in place, going forward. And so if we have these things already in place, we have a good hostel, good stadium, a training pitch, a gym, all these things in place.
In one place.
And the players are not doing well, then we can call them to order and say, okay, I think we have provided everything for you. I think you should also give us, the trophy. All 3 points are going into next season. So we hope that the government, can have so much backing with Honorable Lincoln Salami. If it's not, if it's not financial support, it should be land support and every other sponsorship that can come in place for Shooting Stars. So we're hoping for the very best, for Shooting Stars come next season.
Also, Honorable Salami said this before the team left for Lagos yesterday, and of course, talking about what happened in Lagos yesterday was the Eko International football tournament, and the Shooting Stars kicked things off yesterday with a 2-2 draw against Ikorodu City Football Club. The next game is on Wednesday and is against Rivers United of Port Harcourt in their second group game. I wish them all the best. It's a pre-season tournament, and Shooting Stars currently using this one to prepare themselves for the new season, due to start on the 22nd of August. Let's move away from that. Just like I said, a lot to cover on the show this beautiful morning. Let's go straight to Ghana, venue of the WAFU B Under-20 Championship, where the Flying Eagles of Nigeria defeated their West African neighbors, Benin Republic, 4-1 to advance to the semi-finals of the WAFU B Under-20 Cup. The coach Ali Zubair-led team pulled off an impressive and a comeback win to defeat the young Cheetahs in that game. Goals from Mohamed Abdullahi, Ezekiel Akpangu, Imran Mohamed, and Abdul Jalil Kamaldeen ensured the Flying Eagles are through to the semi-finals of the tournament. Well, meanwhile, Sporting Eagles and Flying Eagles left back Odinaka Okoro was named man of the match for that one. What a way to bounce back after that setback against Ghana. It wasn't like he lost. It was a draw.
Lost, but I think it's just a way to bounce back. And just like I said, on Friday, I said it's going to be a big win for them to see them head straight into the next round. And right now, they're in the semi-final of this competition, and we're hoping for the very best for them. And we just hope that Coach Ali Zubiru can put things in place for these players to see how far they can go in this competition. We're hoping for the very best that they can pick up the trophy right there in the WAFU B.
Absolutely, hoping for the very best for the lads. So let's move away from there and talk about the Falcons of Nigeria. They played out a goalless draw against Algeria in their final group game of the WAFCON competition. Justin Madugu's side finished top of Group B with 7 points from 3 matches. While Nigerian side will face the Cooper Queens of Zambia in the quarterfinals on Friday. Nigeria, of course, dominated possession, but the Algerians stood firm at the back. Likes of Ifeoma Nomano, Echejini, of course, they came close in the opening stage of the game, and of course, it never happened for Nigeria. The Falcons struggled to create clear-cut chances in the second half, but it never did happen also. It didn't happen. Algeria finished second in the group with 5 points from 3 matches. Tunisia and Botswana battled to a 1-1 draw in the other games. Well, there you have it, Toluwani. What were the game? Goalless, it ended yesterday. I mean, your thoughts?
Okay, to be very honest, going into the next round, it's going to be a big one for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. And like I said,
honestly, how do you rate the final standing? Nigeria finishing with 7 points, Algeria 5th, Botswana, Tunisia. Any surprises for you?
No, for me, maybe Botswana picking 3 points in that game against Tunisia. Maybe a surprise for me, but for Algeria, having to have 5 points in their group is a big statement for the countryside. Algeria, and also for the Super Falcons. I think they need to wake up. I just think they need to wake up.
Yeah, because their best opponent is Zambia,
and we know the threats.
The Copper Queens.
The Copper Queens, and we know the threat they can possess. Against the Super Falcons of Nigeria in this competition. So I think they just need to wake up, mentally, attack-wise, they need to wake up. And the goals are not coming in. That's the question. So what's happening, with the attack, approach of the Super Falcons of Nigeria? What do we need to do going into this, our competition? We can understand that the defense line, a little bit all relaxed. We didn't see so much from Chiamaka and Ndoze, not so much save and the likes like that. But I'm sure Zambia, the Copper Queens, are going to pose so much threat, going into this game. So I think they need to wake up. If you can get, the goals coming in, on the group stage, so I don't know. I'm just hoping that something can change. I just hope something can change. Maybe from the midfield position of the Super Falcons to provide the goals, for the attack, for the Super Falcons of Nigeria.
What are our chances against Zambia?
It's I'm still going to remain on Mission X. I'm really going to maintain
Mission X.
But it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. And the reason why I'm saying so is that the Super Falcons are not getting in the goal. So it's going to be a tough one.
Maybe when they face a very tough opposition like Zambia, maybe it will. But Zambia have not been really impressive at themselves. I mean, they finished second in their group.
In the group, but when you see Super Falcons of Nigeria, you are gingered also.
You expect so much.
So you expect so much. So
but the gaps are closing
up.
I mean, gone are the days when you see 8-0, 9-0, 10-0. No longer happening. All right, let's move on and talk basketball this beautiful morning. And that has to do with our girls. That was the 2025 FIBA Under-19 Women's World Cup. Yesterday, Nigeria's Junior Tigress suffered a massive blowout as world number 3, Canada, trashed them in a one-sided encounter at the 2025 FIBA Under-19 Women's World Cup. Now, the Canadians defeated the Nigerians at 113 to 42 points. That's massive. That's massive. That's a blowout, honestly speaking. But then we can console ourselves and say, we were the ones who won against China in the first game.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, we won 93 to 88. So let's say we came up against a difficult side. We just leave it that way. Our next game is against Portugal, and wish the girls all the best. We hope that they bounce back for this one. Let's talk Wimbledon this beautiful morning. Away from the girls, it was just a blip. Let's talk Wimbledon. Iga Swiatek ruthlessly took advantage of Amanda Anisimovan's nerves to win, of course, her maiden Wimbledon title and inflict the heaviest women's final defeats at the All England Club in more than a century. Check it out. 6-love. No chance for Anisimova. Well, like Anisimova didn't show up.
No, at all. I think Swiatek, she came gun blazing, and she's saying you cannot have any set on me. I think
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Swiatek, picking up that victory right there.
For the men's singles, world number 1, Yannick Sinner won his first Wimbledon title by wearing down Carlos Alcaraz in another high-quality Grand Slam final between two dominant forces of the men's game. Sinner claimed a 4-6, 6-4, 6-4 victory over Alcaraz. I mean, what a game. It's been these two.
Yeah, these two.
All year long.
Back and forth. Yeah. And, you say, the way you said 6-4, 6-4, it looks like, Carlos Alcaraz was planning to come back, and, and you said, nah,
don't try.
No, don't try. We're not doing another 5 sets or 6 sets again. I'm finishing it, and, big congratulations to Yannick Sinner. Fantastic one for him in this competition. And, if you look at Carlos Alcaraz, a little bit of struggle from the first round, down to the last game, and I'm sure, Yannick Sinner must have been motivated from the victory of Novak Djokovic, to get into this final game, and I'm sure he had it in mind that, my brother, I'm not gonna open a chance for you, again. I just need to pick up this victory, and that which he did, right? The congratulations to Yannick Sinner, for picking up, his first, the Wimbledon title.
And I'm loving the rivalry between the two of them, right? It's a fresh rivalry.
It's a fresh one.
Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz.
The fresh one.
That Novak Djokovic is being.
It's
all right. Let's talk about the big one, the FIFA Club World Cup. Like I mentioned to you earlier, we'll be having a guest join us from New Jersey this morning. But before that, Chelsea trashed Paris Saint-Germain 3-0 in the Club World Cup final on Sunday. The Blues were considered underdogs ahead of the game, in which they came up against the League One and the UEFA Champions League winners. However, it was the Premier League club who flew out of the blocks in the first half of the game, scoring the 3 goals that effectively decided the match. Cole Palmer was too cold for Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, he called in a pair of identical goals from the right side of the box, putting Chelsea firmly in control at the MetLife Stadium yesterday. Palmer then provided a slide rule pass for Joao Pedro to make it 3-0. His third goal of the tournament since joining Chelsea. There were no goals in the second half of the game. Enzo Maresca's men held on to win the Club World Cup in addition to the UEFA Conference League with the clinch last month. Now for PSG, they will not be able to win what they thought they were going to win, the sextuple. It didn't happen for them. But they will be having a guest join us very shortly. I want us to watch his clip. When he got to the MetLife Stadium yesterday, he had this pre-match interview and discussion on his social media handle. I want us to watch that very briefly, and we have him join us. His name is Sam Mbono. He's an international football journalist who covers competitions across the globe. And of course, since he's based in America, he was right there yesterday to cover the final. Let's enjoy that one from him, and we'll be back to talk to him.
Ready for today? Chelsea up against PSG, FIFA Club World Cup finals. Yes, 32 teams, 1 champion, 2 teams left in this tournament. And who do you think will be champions of the world in club football? My name is Sam. Welcome to ASN Sports TV coverage of the finals between Chelsea and PSG, live from MetLife Stadium here in New Jersey, the home ground of the New York Giants in the National Football League. Man, this stadium is so huge, magnificent. Now remember, this will be the venue for the finals of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So we're gonna do encore here. I've been talking to a lot of Chelsea fans whom I met in the train on my way down here from New York, and they are very, very.
But since folks don't understand, what I was talking about on Channels TV, everybody was on that bandwagon because they were scoring goals for fun. But you have not played this Chelsea side as a young, energetic, very aggressive in defense. Enzo Casado midfield is very, very aggressive and very mobile. We can't see Vitinha here. Fabian Ruiz swallowed. Even Dembele is not even in this game. And come to think of Donnarumma conceding 3 goals in less than 30 minutes. That's absurd. What is happening? It's very hot in New York today, but this is a team that scored 10 goals in 3 games. Now they've been stifled. Cucurella doing it very good. It is Chelsea 3, PSG man. No one could believe that MetLife Stadium is full of blue shirts.
All right, there you listen to our guest this beautiful morning who will be joining us very shortly. Toluwani, he was speaking earlier about how some Chelsea fans were saying PSG are yet to face a major young and athletic side like that.
Like
and
Chelsea.
Guess what? That's exactly what we saw yesterday.
They actually are wonderful football, entertaining football. And like I said, Chelsea is the only side that can fit Paris Saint-Germain, going into the final. For me, if Paris Saint-Germain have had another team, it would have been the same, back and forth. But Chelsea was just the best for me, to face Paris Saint-Germain.
There you have him. Sam is in the building. Good morning to you, Sam. How are you doing today?
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Thanks for joining us. I know you are about to catch a flight to New York right now. Thanks for sparing your time with us. What was it like yesterday? First off, I played one of the posts you made on Facebook where you spoke about our Chelsea fans saying that PSG had never really played any young and athletic side like that, and that they feel that Chelsea will win with that strategy. And that was what we saw, sir.
Yeah, when I got to the MetLife Stadium yesterday, I tried to interact with fans, Chelsea fans, to really understand their thought process because everybody was on the bandwagon of
PSG.
PSG scoring goals for fun, that they're gonna win. So a particular fan told me this, that PSG are yet to play a young team that are energetic, that can run for 90 minutes, and which I quite agree with that thought process. And on the field, I was sitting just right there on the pitch side, and I saw how Enzo Fernandez, Casado stifled PSG midfield. They wrestled it away from Vitinha,
Yeah.
Fabian Ruiz, and others. Even the belly was missing. That linkage was no more there. And the Moroccan guy, Akimi, looked frustrated, and PSG were hit by a thunderbolt from Chelsea. Early goal unsettled them. They couldn't know what happened. They couldn't come back to it. And Cole Palmer, phenomenal. Two identical goals he scored against Donnarumma. And talk about Joao Pedro's third, a beauty of a goal. And PSG never came back. And Chelsea won the game. Even before these finals, I thought on Channels TV, I said Chelsea will nick it because they are a top competition team. Look at their role in the UEFA Cups. Won the Champions League, won the Europa League, won the Conference League. They completed a grand slam of UEFA Cup competition. And when it comes to playing with Chelsea, they have that winning mentality. And it happened just that. So I wasn't surprised that Chelsea won this game. A lot of people were surprised, but I wasn't.
Let's get off the pitch a little bit now and talk about the organization and the planning that went into this FIFA Club World Cup. According to FIFA president, it said that they made a revenue worth about $2 billion. And yesterday we had the American president Donald Trump at the stadium yesterday, even celebrating with the Chelsea fans. I mean, what does this do for the development of soccer, like you guys call it, like so for soccer in America?
One thing that I think that people did was to test run a lot of innovations for the World Cup 2026. The referee body cam,
Yeah.
also referee announcing VAR decisions, so that fans will hear it. And they added a chip on the ball to help the referee to detect offside and all that. So a lot of tech innovations went to the planning ahead of the World Cup next year. I think that was what FIFA did because the head of the referee, Peluja Colina, the legendary referee, he gave a pass mark on the referee body cam. That he was able to dictate a lot of things that the referee's physical eyes couldn't see. So, overall, they struggled to sell the tournament to the public.
Yeah.
But people now grew into the tournament
Yeah.
as it goes on. 81,184 people were at MetLife Stadium yesterday to watch that game. So you can see that the huge crowd turnout, and they made over $2 billion.
Yeah.
So that's huge for FIFA.
And do you think that the introduction of the halftime show played a role in bringing the fans to the stadium in the finals? I mean, because that's what Americans are used to in the NBA, Super Bowl, and all that. Infusing a bit of American culture into football. You think that actually spiked things up for us?
Yes, I think so, because when this tournament kicked off with Al Ahly Inter Miami, the ticket sales was very low. So now FIFA now have to look for a way to infuse entertainment into it. So the halftime show kind of, brought up the media razzmatazz, the entire message of America, and it kind of propped it up.
You know, before USA 94, I mean, football, yeah, was nowhere close to America. Americans, I mean, probably never heard of football before. Then US 94 sort of introduced football to them. Then there was the Olympics in 96 when Nigeria came out flying colors. And now we have this. And then we will have the World Cup next year. How are Americans accepting this supposed new sport?
I think soccer,
Yeah.
but that will probably here can call it football, is the number one growing sport in this country. Upward trajectory. And the Major League Soccer every season adds new franchise. You know, the country is so huge
Absolutely.
that there are cities that don't have MLS clubs. So give them 3 to 4 years, there'll be an expansion team in those cities, and that shows growth. So, you know, in the next decade, I think soccer will be the number one sport in this country. 94 World Cup, the Olympics. Now we talk about the World Cup coming by in 2026. So it will create that awareness, you know, on a large scale to people who, you know, and well, you know, it take over the NBA. Because in the last decade, how many new NBA teams have they added to the league? None.
None.
The same. But in the MLS, we have Inter Miami, a new franchise. We have San Diego City FC, a new franchise. So more franchises are springing up as the game develops and expands.
Before we get on the pitch, let's talk about you and your experience at the pitch side. I mean, you've covered several competitions across the globe. I remember last year they were at Côte d'Ivoire together to cover the African Cup of Nations and many other competitions.
Yeah.
What was the experience pitch side like for this one? Because don't forget, it was the expanded FIFA Club World Cup. No one knew what to expect at that tournament. What was it like?
One thing that FIFA did was to give more media personnel accreditation. If you can prove that you have when you publish your content, and right now, content creation is at the forefront of sport journalism.
That's right.
Why do I say this? After the game, everybody heard the scoreline, right? You open Twitter, you open Facebook, you see the scoreline. Now remember, these players are human beings. People want to see the human side of these players. That was what one of my reporters asked Tosin during the mix zone, that what kind of African food does he eat?
Yeah, saw that.
Before games. And that brought the human side of this athlete. And he said, pounded yam and okra soup. So now, brings to content creation in sport journalism.
That's right.
So a shift is going away from the hard news to the softer side of news in sport journalism. And that is why FIFA uses its own streaming site to create the KPIs, drive traffic, use YouTube, use TikTok, use Instagram, and use X. So you can see that now they give more media personnel accreditation, come in, do your thing, and spread the gospel in a Billy Graham style.
Yeah, I was actually accredited for it, but then couldn't make it out to the United States. Anyways, let's get to the pitch of play and talk about the tactics deployed by Maresca going into this game. It looked like a conservative one, but then ensure that he plays on his strengths, which is youthfulness and the pace of his young stars. And it pretty worked for him.
I mean, if you watch Chelsea against Flamengo, the game they lost 3-1,
Yes.
it exposed something about that club that I think Enzo Maresca learned from and fighting the team. They become more compact and conservative at the back. So now they catch you on the break. Enzo and Casado bring in strength, agility, and aggression in the middle. Now you have Joao Pedro, you have Kopama in the injury room. So that was what Chelsea used against PSG. A young team that can run. And I will give kudos to Cucurella. You know, sometimes people think he might be the weak link for Chelsea, but that guy is one of their important player when it comes to defense. And also, Kopama, the way he tracked back to support the defense is of noteworthy. So everyone had that responsibility yesterday to make sure that that service to Dembele was disabled.
Caught out, yeah.
And he was nowhere in that game. Even the Georgia guy, Brasquera, wasn't in that game at all. All the services were all cut out. They said, oh, Malo Gusto, you're going to be on this guy. Take a wedding ring and a wedding gown. Be his bride for 90 minutes.
I tell you. Cucurella,
you're going to be on Dembele. Cucurella him and make sure that he don't get no service. So you know, Chelsea played one for all for one. You lose the ball, you go for it, you get it back, you start to build from behind. And Donnarumma conceding 3 goals in 40 minutes.
Yeah. He made no save in the first half. Made no save in the first half.
No save. And Sanchez, I think they swapped position.
I tell you, because Sanchez was busy spilling the ball. Catching and spilling the ball, you know. My colleague Toluwan is here, and he has a couple of questions for you as well.
Go ahead.
All right. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Are you a Chelsea fan? Let me ask, starting with that. Are you a Chelsea fan?
No, I'm a Liverpool fan.
Okay. You never walk alone. You never walk. So I want to ask, so right now at Chelsea, crown champions. So what's it going to be like for them, come next season? Is it going to remain the same, mentality going into, Enzo Maresca the first season achieved at the Conference League, also, booked up a qualification ticket for next, Champions League. Right now, world champions. What's the mentality like going into next season in the Premier League?
Man, this win is a huge morale booster for Chelsea going to next season. Enzo Maresca, I think he'll achieve with this team. Because at the start of the season, a new manager, new team, new players, and he gave them the Conference League, the Champions League qualification, and he gave them this World Cup trophy. So we have built that winning mentality to the side. So anything playing Chelsea next season should be wary. Joao Pedro, Premier League tested from Fluminense to Brighton, now to Chelsea. 3 goals in 3 matches for Chelsea at this Club World Cup. So during one of the pre-match conference, he said that he would prefer a team where 3-4 players will score double-digit goals than a team where 1 player will score 30 goals. And that showed teamwork, that everybody playing for each other. Unlike where you had that with last start. So now you can't say that this game has been built around this player. The team working like a well-oiled machine. So it will give them that confidence, winning mentality going into next season. And I think they'll be favored to win the Premier League.
Okay.
I'm a Liverpool fan, in as much as I would like my team to win it. But with this win against PSG, it will give them that winning mentality to go into next season, knowing that they can beat anything if they were able to beat PSG that was scoring goals upon, during the Champions League final and during the Club World Cup tournament.
Well, I will need to let you go now to catch your flight. But finally, this loss for Paris Saint-Germain, what does it do to the team going forward? Because now we're talking about how Chelsea are youthful, they're athletic, and you look at PSG side and you say, oh, those guys are they are experienced. I don't want to say, oh, experienced. Should they also be looking at infusing the younger lads to make them even stronger?
They are still a good team, regardless of what the outcome of that game was yesterday against Chelsea. But just that they came across a team that determined to win that trophy for themselves. But this defeat will sting for the team. You see, they didn't take it lightly.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, there was an altercation on the field. That involved Luis Enrique, Joao Pedro, and Donnarumma, and a host of other PSG players against Chelsea players. That shows the emotional part of them.
Exactly.
That shows, and all that, how they are taking the defeat.
Yeah.
Because they were hot favorites coming to the finals.
Yeah.
If you have asked 10 people, already gave it to PSG with 5 goals that they're going to score against Chelsea.
It's goals, actually.
It's goals. Them to realize that they have a lot of work to do defensively and offensive wise. Would they be able to sign players to, get a different squad? Yes, because when Dembele isn't performing, the team is flat.
Yeah.
So they need to, go back to the market, go to the drawing board. What can we do to improve this team offensively and defensively? But regardless of what the outcome was yesterday, they are still a better team. They can still win La Liga. They
can always win that.
But the Champions League, they will not defend it.
Thank you very much, Sam. I appreciate you for sparing your time to talk to us today. It's about 6 a.m. over there in New Jersey, and he's not yet catch proper sleep, I must tell you, since that match, and he needs to catch a flight. Thank you for sparing about 20 minutes talking to us. We appreciate you, and we'd love to have you some other time.
Thank you, Bola. Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, that was Sam Mbono, international football journalist who covered the FIFA Club World Cup at the MetLife Stadium yesterday. Witnessed that emphatic victory for Chelsea against Paris Saint-Germain. Thanks to him once again. Tolu, and here you have it. And one of the things that he raised was that, and we saw it, PSG didn't take that defeat well.
At all.
We saw their coach raising his hands
against, Joao Pedro. But even before, those, altercations with Luis Enrique, Joao Pedro, we already saw it in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes between Hakimi and, and Enzo, back and forth. Hakimi was not even, calm at all. So it looks like the pressure was much even before the goal. So I think it all worked out, for Enzo Maresca. I think he had it all planned properly.
Because honestly, the player was on them.
Yeah.
They had more to lose than Chelsea. So Chelsea was trying to capitalize on
everything.
them.
So I frustrate them, and I say everything to them, say to their ears, and I think it got them worked up. You saw Donnarumma also, get it. Even before this, before this image, Hakimi also, Mendes, Joao Neves picking up a red card also in that game. So I think the unnecessary action, it just worked up on them, and and it so happened that Paris Saint-Germain could not pick up that victory against Chelsea, a very wonderful side. I'm not even going to lie about it. Like I said, and I said it here on Friday, I said that's the best team Paris Saint-Germain can play with, come the final. And I think Chelsea did, so much justice going into this final. Congratulations to them for being the first English team to win the FIFA Club World Cup.
The first team
ever.
The
first team ever. It expanded, at that.
2021, they won
it also, yes.
The previous
one. And so I think it's a big congratulations, for Chelsea going into the next season. It's going to give them the morale booster to see how far they can go, in that competition. But I'm a little bit worried. And
talk about next season, right?
Next season.
I was going to raise the whole next season issue because right now other teams are already off break. They are back in pre-season. Yeah. Chelsea are even yet to go on a break. Pre-season, and they've asked the Premier League to help them shift their opening fixture against Crystal Palace. The Premier League says no. No, you can't have your cake and have you can't your cake and have it back. All right, you already made all the money.
So,
so if you don't come here and tell us this and that.
So you know,
they should support themselves.
actually,
That's what I think.
they should. I think the Premier League should just support them if they can move that game maybe one day or
week
two.
or
Because
so.
right now, I'm sure the players are heavy.
Because
You know,
how many weeks break do they get?
No, if you look at
Because others went on a month's break already. They're back.
They're back
for
already.
pre-season.
Pre-season
They've not
already.
even gone on a break at all.
I'm not even sure if Chelsea might do a pre-season. I doubt.
I doubt it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be light
The
training.
league starts.
The league
April
starts
15. About a month. from
August.
now. August, yeah,
August,
August.
yes. About a month now.
About a
So
month.
I think I'm not sure, but I just hoping for the very best. I just hope this give them a morale booster, and
definitely.
for John Mikel Obi, I'm sure right now you would if you love Jackson like you. I don't want to say I don't say you don't love Jackson, but if you love Jackson, please help us get an agent. To see how far Jackson can come down, maybe to Shooting Stars, Remo Stars. Well, welcome Jackson.
So
Fantastic
Toluwani is
striker.
saying that because Chelsea has a very large squad right now, especially in attack, and with what Jackson proved at the FIFA Club World Cup, compared to what we saw
Did
Neto and
you
Pedro
see
do.
that Jackson was trying to be on the spotlight yesterday on that fight?
If you can't play me, let me
Let
defend
me
you.
let me fight. So
Let me fight for
let
the
me be on
cause
the
of the
spotlight. Let me be on the spotlight too.
Unfortunately.
But come on, I think big congratulations to Chelsea. Cole Palmer, High Cold, Joao Pedro. Come on.
What a signing.
I just hope this guy can prove big for Chelsea come next season. I mean, this season we're about to enter, and we're just hoping for the very best, and all things works. For Chelsea.
Let's talk about the prize money. I mean, that's what I always want to talk about. A lot of funds went into that one. About what 1 billion or thereabouts shared amongst them. Revenue 2 billion, and for Chelsea, they're going with about 114 million US dollars. That's about 84 million pounds. That's the winner of this competition. Well, anyways, let's talk pounds at this point. PSG going with 78.4 million pounds. Real Madrid 66.5 million pounds. Fluminense 50.4 million pounds. A lot of money thrown around, but of course, Chelsea biggest winners. The bragging for the next 4 years. They will be wearing that badge, the golden badge. And of course, the money. I mean, they don't have to spend that money, right? They have a large code already.
Large code already, and they just make a good sale of Noni Madwick already.
Yeah,
So,
that deal will be concluded anyway from now.
So I think Chelsea can relax. Don't spend heavily on some lifeless players. Just manage the ones you have and see how far you can go for next season. But big congratulations to Chelsea. Cole Palmer, picking up that award. Also the Golden Ball Award. Also Sanchez, also the Golden Glove Award. So it is back-to-back wins, for Chelsea.
For Chelsea, and it was also nice seeing the two owners. Standing with Donald Trump and Infantino yesterday and all that. And of course, there was this confusion at some point when Chelsea was going to celebrate. Unfortunately, you can't show those footage here, but then when Gianni Infantino told Trump to leave and let the boys celebrate, I was like, no, I'm celebrating with them. Celebrating with them.
Even Kopama got an interview and they asked him. He said he did not even know that it was.
Yes, he wasn't really sure.
What are you doing here, sir?
You are not meant to be here, sir. We should celebrate. But then at the end of the day, it's all love. And I saw an interview, earlier today where the man was talking about the impact of that this competition has done for the people of America, and the interviewer was asking him to say, you can just sign an executive order and ask all of us in America to call football, and not soccer. And
not soccer, actually. For me, quickly, I just hope that everybody that's managing football in Nigeria can see this. As Samu spoke about, how it's going to change, the economic situation of the US. Not that they don't even have the financial, stability. They do, but look at how it's going to, add, to them. And so, if we can, I don't understand. So sometimes I really wish that I'm in a position, of financial enlargement that I can also be part of this thing, because it's more money, it's more value, to your country, and it's going to grow the economy, globally. And I don't know. I just hope that they watch this clip, from Sammy, and learn from it, and also watching from us, also, to learn from
Definitely
it.
they can watch because it will be on YouTube forever. So get on to Dominion Broadcast on YouTube to catch this particular interview, and of course all of our shows on Dominion Television. We have to leave at this point. Boluwaje Ogunmole is my name. Benagla with Toluwani, and of course Sam Bono also joined us for New Jersey. And of course we'll be back later tomorrow for an interesting edition. As we leave this beautiful morning, I'll be leaving you with highlights of what happened yesterday at the FIFA